Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and we are live. I am Jen Sugarmeyer, your host of Mindset Morning. And if you are watching this today or live, it is Monday morning. And I hope that you did something for yourself this weekend, some level of self-care, okay, hold on. I was hearing some feedback. Okay, now I don't hear that. There was a delay. Okay. I hope whatever it was, whether it was 5 minutes or whether it was an entire hour, that you took time to do something for yourself. This is Mindset in the Morning, and I am so excited to be talking about the topic today because it's something that has been coming up recently, a lot lately, and I want to normalize, I want to debunk, I want to talk through this topic. But first, what is Mindset in the Morning? Well, we get together 5 days a week at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, but it's YouTube, so you can watch whenever. And we talk about all things mindset. And these are just little nuggets of topics that we talk about so that as you go out into the day, that you are prepared to face them. And we get intentional about our lives and we say, how do we want our life to look? Where does this come into play? And whether that be failure or rejection, or, if we get laid off from our job, or there's some event that happens, how do we handle that? And maybe it's something that you're currently going through, and you get to evaluate and assess, hey, how do I want this situation to fit in my life? Am I in the driver's seat, or is life just happening to me? Because I ask all the time, are you happening to life, or is life happening to you? And I want you to be in the driver's seat. I want you to be the one calling the shots. And we absolutely can. We always have a choice in our life. And so often it looks like, what choice do we have? COVID happened, got laid off, stock market dropped. What choice do I have? We always have choices. And that's what we talk about here on the show on Mindset in the Morning. So today we're going to talk about mindset and mental health, because I've been getting this question a lot more recently than it's just come up enough that I thought let's talk through this. So I have people ask me if I'm more of a mental health or a mindset coach. And, am I a therapist, or do I do mindset work? And my answer is really, they're interwoven. There are two topics that are interwoven. And first, let me go off on this word called mental health. When we hear that, we often think crazy. Ooh, you have mental health? That means that you're crazy. And we associate mental health with, and this might not be you, but this is a lot of people. They think mental health is schizophrenia, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, DID. There's all kinds, dissociative identity disorder, I think is what that stands for. There are so many types of psychological conditions that we associate this word mental health. But the truth is, every single person has mental health. You do, I do. Now, you may say, but I'm not bipolar, and that's okay. You still have mental health. Let me ask you this. Do you have physical health? Yes, you do. And we talk about physical health. That holy trinity of mind, body, soul? And we say, oh, we got to have, that our spiritual health and our physical health. But then when we say the word mental health, it's like, ooh. And so, everybody has mental health. And the CDC, before COVID happened, the CDC said that, and it toggled between 20 and 25%. So somewhere like 1 in 5 or 1 in 4 people had poor mental health. Okay. We'll talk about poor mental health in a minute. Now after COVID, so in that 1 year or 18 months after the pandemic started, we've seen a spike from 20 to 25% to 40. So it is nearly doubled in this poor mental health. That means almost 1 in 2 people that you see walking around are going through something. And yes, mental health, it is schizophrenia and bipolar and DID and BPD and all of these, but it is also depression. It is also just not feeling good. It's stress, it's stress. It's these states of suffering that we always talk about. That is poor mental health. So yes, there are more extreme cases, and that may require some level of, doctor intervention. There may be some type of medicine that you need to level out. And it's the exact same as physical health. If you think of how is your physical health, I mean, we associate, okay, are you working out? What are you feeding your body? Oh, you have diabetes. Okay. So in addition to working out and eating right, you also need to take insulin. So it's the same as physical health. Oh, you have physical health. What are you eating? What are you doing to work out? Oh, you have a special condition. Oh, okay. That requires you to see a doctor. Same with mental health. What are you feeding yourself? What are you doing every day to exercise your mind? And feeding yourself are messages, and it's actual food. So both of those are going to play into your mental health. If you are eating nonstop sugar, that's going to impact your body and it's going to impact your mind. If you start consuming a bunch of preservatives and crap, that's going to affect your entire body and the brain and the central nervous system and how that talks to the body. So we need to keep things in flow. I mean, think about if you're eating all these foods and they're clogging your arteries, and are you getting the messages to your brain, or are you having, are there, clots that are happening? And when you have clots and when you have buildup, then things aren't flowing in your body. So just the same, and I really want to hone in on physical health and mental health, very similar topics. And yet for some reason, physical health has this massive stigma around the word. But if we said mind health, how is the health of your mind? It doesn't seem, it's like, oh, mindset. Oh yeah, you're a mindset coach. That makes sense. But if I say mental health, I'm a therapist. So I want us to see that as we are taking care of our mind, now here's how the two overlap: mindset and mental health. When you are taking care of your mind, just like when you are taking care of your body, then you are in better mental health. It impacts your mental health. If you are working out your body, then you are in arguably better physical health. You are doing something for your body. Now, again, and I want to be really clear on this because I'm not advocating that you can do everything through mental exercises, because there are those conditions that require doctor intervention. I am not a therapist. I am not a psychologist, a psychiatrist. I am none of these. I am a certified life coach. I have studied under David Bayer. I have studied under various coaches. This is where I get my knowledge, plus life and all of these things. So, and tons of research. So, but am I a psychiatrist? No. If you have a severe, or if you have a mental condition that requires medication for you to get leveled out, then you need to see a doctor. Same as diabetes. And I'm going to use those two. So do we understand the overlap between the two? Your mental health, just the same as you taking care of your mind, just as you taking care of your body, is going to help your mental health, just as your body is going to impact your physical health. Does that make sense? So you can't really have one without the other. Maybe there are those conditions that do require you to go see the doctor, but even still, pills won't give you skills. They just don't. So when we're able to understand and navigate our mind, that's where the power happens. So let's talk about the mind here for the duration, for the last 10 minutes. So our mindset is absolutely going to set the foundation for if we slip into, let's say, a depression. We don't have to go as far as some of the other conditions. Let's just say you get into a depression. You have faced some kind of failure, some type of rejection. You got laid off from your work. You had your stocks completely drop. Your husband cheated. You're going through a divorce. Your kids did something that ended, the family's now on the news, or they came home and really acted in a way that was against your moral beliefs. These things can cause you to go into a state of suffering so easily. All you have to do is turn on the news and you'll see that, wow, the whole world it appears that it's falling apart. We see wars and we see collapse of governments and or maybe the person that's president or governing over your country is not somebody that you align with, and they're making decisions that anger you and they frustrate you. And all of a sudden, you've got this negativity inside of you, whatever negativity that is. You're just angry. How did this Yahoo get elected? Do we really have 4 years until this person is out of office? And it enrages you because they're talking about, they're changing laws that go against your beliefs. So all you need to do is turn on the television. There are things that come in and out of our life every single day. You could just be driving down the road, somebody cuts you off, and all of a sudden you're pissed off. That jerk, I know because this was me. I would get so angry and so invested in these people that were driving on the road. And truthfully, I couldn't even see their face. And yet I would get so invested and so angry. And it would stay with me for a couple hours. And what do we know? We talk about this all the time, that when we are in a state of suffering, that we are not in our most powerful state to be making decisions. We aren't. That's why they say, hey, don't do anything drastic when we start to go into a recession with your finances, because we know the stock market's going to drop. And we've seen historically that it's always recovered. But people out of fear will go take their money out. I've seen this before. They've taken their money out, they lose half of it, the stock market recovers, and now they're depressed because they've lost all this money. If they had consulted some advice, if they had just allowed it, like let go, the situation is out of your control, then maybe it would have turned out differently. I'm not giving financial advice, and go talk to your financial advisor. This isn't me, but I am saying that historically there's a pattern, there's an ebb and flow that happens with, and historically, the trajectory has always been upward because of inflation and things like that, but it has gone down and it has gone up, and it happens every about 10 years. So there you go. That's fact. You can go look at that. So we're not in our most powerful state of being when we're in suffering. So we shouldn't be making decisions, or we've really got to think through these, because we know, okay, I need some clarity. It's like when I was driving one time and I accidentally drove down a one-way road, and I didn't mean to. Who would want to drive down a one-way road? And it wasn't a one-way road, only during certain hours. And I drove down it, and it was a school zone, and this mama bear in her big, huge SUV, she cut me off, and she rolled down her window and starts yelling at me and yelling at me and yelling at me. And I'm like, get me out of here. I'm on the defense. I also was trained before I went over to Afghanistan to get these people that are out of my way. I went through training in West Virginia for this. And so literally my mind's like, ooh, let me get this woman out of my way because she's attacking me. And she was verbally attacking me. And so I went into this, oh my gosh. And so I had to say, Jen, okay, calm. All right, think through this, because my gut reaction was like, get her out of my way, get her out. This is, or just drive the heck out of here as fast as I can, which is dangerous. There were kids around. But I didn't know it was a new neighborhood. I'd never seen this street. My GPS took me down the road. I didn't know. So when we know that our bodies go through these kinds of situations, when we know that when we're faced with, fear, that we're not in our most powerful state and we're able to catch these things, then we can talk ourselves out of them. We can get in the power position. We use our mindset. But what happens if I had just gone down that street, that woman was yelling at me, and it just launched me into a depression? I'm like, oh, I'm such a failure. I can't even drive down the street the right way. Hold on. Or I use my mindset to keep my mental health in a good spot. I say, wait, hold on, Jen. Now you know, because life is just a bunch of lessons. We talk about this here. Life is nothing but a bunch of lessons. And so now don't do that again. You know that when you're in fear, that you don't make your best decisions. So just take a few breaths. Take a few breaths. What's the best way to respond? And then move. Don't knee jerk, allow life to just happen, and you're not in the driver's seat of your emotions, of your reactions. You see, everything we've just talked about here, that's mindset. And it's knowing when these things are coming up every single day, and we're able to get into the driver's seat of our life, that's going to keep us in good mental health. We all have mental health, all of us. You do, I do, everybody. It's the health of your mental. It's the health of your mind. Yeah, that's it. Carol Dweck, oh geez, where was she? Stanford University, I think. I can't remember. She did a study, and she saw that people fall in one of two categories. You're either in a growth mindset or you're in a fixed mindset. And if you are in a fixed mindset, you blame people. Oh, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. Or they think, I can't grow beyond this. My skills will only get so far. So a lot of times you see these people compensating for things because they say, I'm deficient over here, but look, I'm really amazing over here. And so you find that there's kind of this imbalance. And so being in a fixed mindset, that's where you're going to find people that have poor mental health. They are the victims in their world. Whereas someone with a growth mindset, they take ownership. They say, you know what? Okay, I went down the wrong street. I acknowledge that, but I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to learn from it because I can grow. It's nobody's fault. I know that the GPS took me down there, but there was a sign. I didn't see the sign. I'm going to just take ownership. I'm the one driving the car. The car wasn't an autonomous vehicle. I drove it. So it's why blame anybody? I'm going to take control. I'm in the driver's seat. And these people that had a growth mindset were more likely to have good mental health because they could work themselves through it, because they have a mindset. They tap into tools in their brain, in their mind. So that's what this is. So I want us to just really understand kind of the difference and the similarities between mindset and mental health. It is really one and the same. Mindset is your mind is a collection of thought patterns and beliefs that shape your view of reality. And mental health is a person's condition with regards to their psychological and emotional well-being. So how your thought patterns are and your beliefs, and we talk about this all the time, that your beliefs dictate your experiences. So your beliefs are your mindset, your experiences that impacts your mental health. So they overlap. So it's not, are you mental health or is it mindset? They're one and the same. So that's why we need to take care of our mind so that we stay in good mental health. Nobody wants to be depressed. Nobody wants to feel low or down. So understanding what is happening up here, and let's talk about these things, normalize these things. If there's a topic that you want to talk about, reach out to me. My email is higherinheels@gmail.com, because this is brought to you by the company Higher in Heels. So go to higherinheels@gmail.com and write to me about a topic that you want to talk about, and we'll talk about it here. Or maybe there's a specific situation and I'll coach you on it. So I'm going to end that here today. Just some food for thought. I think that's a really, really powerful discussion. So I hope you take some time to really think about that in your life and taking care of your mind, and knowing how important mindset health is for our mental health. If we want to stay out of some of those, that 40% right now that are dealing with things, if we can strengthen our mind, we can help lift up out of that. Maybe not all 40%, but a lot of them. And even if you do have a condition, having a solid mindset will help you. So with that, if you've not yet liked, if you've not yet subscribed, please do so. That helps blow up this algorithm. And we want to be intentional. We want to start a movement of mindset matters. That's what this is. So I will see you back here, same time, same place tomorrow. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you back.